Hi and welcome to this video. Now today I thought I'd do something a little bit different than just sat in the focus rabbiting on about one thing or another, and this is something I've wanted to do a video on for quite a while, but obviously due to the weather, which the UK weather has not let me down. It's raining again, so we are in the garage, and one through another with time I've not been able to do so until now. So as you've seen from the title, what we're going to talk about today is the sunroof. So the first thing is, how do we remove a sunroof? Now I'll go through that, and I'll go through some benefits of removing the sunroof. Now this is something that I've come to do over the last summer. I don't know why I've not filmed it until now, because it is quite useful to do, and you'll see why as we go through the video. So to start with, we'll do one step at a time. Now the first step is to open it, as you can see, like mine already is, and then we'll go inside the car. So inside the car, hope you can see okay because it is rather dark. Excuse the dirty roof because that's the job that I need to do on this car. Take all that out and clean it, or do it in situ if that's possible. So if anyone does know how to do it in situ, or can recommend some good cleaner, then leave a comment down below. Now you could just unscrew the screws which go through the glass there. Now I wouldn't recommend that because obviously it's glass and it could crack with it being 30 odd years old. Now the easiest way to do it is, you have to excuse all the rubbish in the back because this car is now a dumping ground. If you look behind there, you can see that red tab. Now all you need to do is get a screwdriver, put that in there, see if I can do it one-handedly, and can you see it move? There you go. I don't know if I can do it one-handed, but push that back like so, and then you can lift the handle off this little lip, off this bit. Now I'm just going to do that if I can, and I'll bring you back. So as you can see, it was a lot easier with two hands, but it just sits on that bar like that, and you've got that little red clip that you push back. You can do it from either in there or in that little recess there. Either way, it just pulls back quite easy, so you just kind of lift and kind of pull it back. Now if it doesn't want to go, if this is the first time you're doing it and it's a little stuck, you can just undo the two screws, that comes off, and it's a little bit easier to kind of wiggle it out. So with that now off, let's go to the top. Okay, so now we're back at the top again. Put one hand underneath, and this should now lift up, like so. Now what you need to do next is it just kind of lifts up and comes out, like so. And then you put this in a safe place. So with that now off, I can now just quickly show you the tabs at the front. So you've got two tabs on the sunroof itself, which go into there with a little bit of grease I can see, and one on that side as well. So it's literally just a tilt system that's held on with that clip there. So why do we need to remove a sunroof? Now I had a quick look at a few Fiestas on forums and YouTube videos. So I found that a lot of them do actually have rust along the top, so in front of where those tabs are, or at the back just where the fastener is. Now the reason this actually rusts is because of the sunroof. Now like I said at the beginning, this is something that I found myself doing. To be fair, not every time, but every maybe second or third wash of the car is taking the sunroof out. Now you can do it every time if you want to, and I'll get to the benefit of that in a second. As you can see, I've cleaned this car, well, I took the roof off probably in August, and as you can see already there's quite a lot of dirt. When you wash the car, as I say, it's a good idea, you can take the sunroof off and you can clean under here as well. So I know some people like me, when you wash a car, you open all the doors, the boot, in the bonnet, and you dry in all the areas where water is, because obviously water makes the car rust. So doing this is a benefit, because you can then get to all sides of the sunroof within the seal. Now the issue with this, with it being a tilt system, is obviously when you wash it, water does, or when it rains, water does get in between the sunroof seal and the recess. Now obviously there's not many places for water to go, so it kind of sits in there, and that's why it rusts out. So it's known as well that these sunroofs can leak. Obviously you have the the tabs that go through the glass, so if you've ever seen a Fiesta with duct tape around it, around the sunroof or on those sections, that is normally why, because they do leak. I mean, this car is, I say, 30 odd years old, so it's going to. Now obviously the felty fabric that's around the sunroof itself is quite good. I mean, obviously it does hold water, so when it has rained or you wash the car, with this being wet and sitting against the bodywork, yeah, that's not good for it either, so that's why you tend to get the rust around the edges. So when I do wash the car, I do have an air vacuum blower thing, so it's a good idea to try and dry this as much as you can, because I say we don't want it to hold water. So the main benefit of removing the sunroof is basically trying to make sure that the drain seals are not blocked as well. So on the early Mark III, like this one, there's only 2 drain plugs, one on either side at the front, so I'll just show you those. So there's one there and one over that side. Now I could be wrong, but on the 3.5 or the Mark IV, they decided to put them at the back. Obviously there isn't any on this one. But as you can imagine, now you can see, when you wash the car or it rains, water gets in here. So also I'll just mention that if it's getting past this seal, that's how you move a sunroof to replace the seal as well. It's just one big ring and it just pushes on there. But like I say, when it rains, water will sit in there, especially around the back. There's nowhere for it to go. I say the only place is the front. Now getting onto this part, now I cleaned mine out a while ago, so I know mine's not blocked. So what's the best way to unblock these if they are blocked and they're full of leaves and rubbish? Now the best way is just to get a vacuum cleaner, get as much as you can out, around the areas, or around everywhere to be fair. We don't want debris and stuff in here, because then it gets pushed down those holes. Now if you do have lots of debris around here, as I say, vac as much as you can out. Now whatever you do, don't use a screwdriver and poke it in there. And the reason for this is that I'm not sure if this car has rubber or plastic tubes. I know each car varies. Now if they're rubber tubes, then if you stick a screwdriver down there, you've got a potential of popping the rubber seal, which you don't want to do because it's a bit of a ball ache trying to remove all the interior to change that piping. Now if it is plastic, again it's going to be 30 odd year old and it could potentially be quite frail. So if you stick a screwdriver through that, you're potentially going to pop it, which again you don't want. So the best way to clean out these drain plugs is to get an aerosol. You can get compressed air, and like with WD-40, what you normally get is a little red tube. So it's a little red tube that goes on it. It's about that long. You can put that down just fractionally in. Don't need to go that far, and you can blow air down the tube, and that will or should free up any obstruction that's in that pipe. So what you can do as well is, I can't show you today because it's raining and I don't want to take the car outside because it's now sun and I want to keep it dry. But if you think it is blocked, you can pour a bit of water on this recess, watch it go down the holes, and you should be able to see water pool out at the front, just beneath the front wheel. So I'll just quickly show you. So I hope you can see me. The water starts at the top, goes down the A-pillar inside, all the way down here, and I could be wrong with this, but I'm sure someone will correct me if I do get this wrong. The pipe then goes down the inner wing inside, and then I think comes out a hole halfway behind the wing. And if I just sit you down here, and then I think it comes out. Now I'm not sure if it's inside the sill at the front of the wing. I've not actually seen it, but if you pour water, then you should see water come out round about here. You should see a pool on each side, one for each drain hole. So if you don't see water, then potentially it is going to be blocked. So this is why many Fiestas are rotting around this area as well, because the drain pipes come out around this area. It gets a lot of water on the sills, and this is why it rots. So you can actually redirect the drain pipes if you can find them. I know a few people have lengthened the pipe so it sticks out just about here behind the wheel, just ever so marginally, so it drops out and doesn't touch the inner sill or around this general area. So if you've got drain pipes at the back of the sunroof, then that will go towards the rear of the car, and I believe they will come out just in front of the rear wheel. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video on how to remove a sunroof and the benefits. So as I say, you don't need to remove it every time you wash the car. If you really want to, so you can dry down the front, that's entirely optional. It's literally a 5-minute job, so long as the front's not stuck. But as I say, you can take the screws off, it's not a problem. So another idea I've just thought of as well, which I may do next summer, is potentially take the sunroof off when it's summer, when it's red hot, and you've got yourself basically an open top car. So as I say, I hope this video has been useful, showing you the benefits of removing this. So if this is something you've not done before, I say it's a good time to give the sunroof a good clean, give everything a good check, make sure you've got no rust hiding there, and yeah, I hope it's been beneficial. So yeah, I will see you in the next one.